Well, let's talk to Jared about that and a whole lot more. He joins us now via the magic of Zoom. Man who won this past weekend. Hello, Jared. How are you? Congrats on the win.
Hey, Ariel. I'm doing good, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on. A lot to talk to you about. Big win, big time, bounce back win for you. Are you happy with the fight? Are you happy with your performance?
Yeah, I mean, I got the W, so hell yeah, I'm happy with it. I am a little bit, I don't want to say surprised, but I don't know. It didn't go exactly the way I imagined it to go. I thought Sean would have been present more for the big shots, but he moved around very well. He limited his engagements and to the right time. So, it's another 5 rounds. So I'll take the experience.
So, like, he was a tricky puzzle to figure out?
I wouldn't say he was tricky. I'd say he was wasn't as forward pressuring as I expected him to be.
Okay.
So he didn't really I wouldn't say he pushed the issue the way he normally does against some of the guys he fights.
Do you think that
maybe I'm wrong? I don't know.
Do you think that has anything to do with his last fight? Him getting knocked out made him a little hesitant to engage, a little gun shy, so to speak.
Possibly, but I don't know. I can't say either way. To be honest, I'm kind of used to it. Guys usually change things up when they fight me. They don't fight the normal way that they usually do. They don't approach the fights the way they normally do. So I can't say I'm surprised.
When you heard that one judge had a 49-46 for him, what did you think?
I'm like, here we go again with these split decisions. So I don't know. They must have weighed heavily on that jab of his, but his jab didn't do much damage. My leg kicks did more damage than his jab did. So I think I heard somebody say that these are boxing judges judging our fights, and they may weigh heavily on more so on punches and things like that. So who knows?
Crazy that we're still dealing with this, right?
I was definitely surprised. It's definitely upsetting to hear that 2 judges had it 49-46 on one side, and another judge had it the complete opposite on the other side. I mean, that's a huge discrepancy in judging. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? So what more can you say about that? That's a discrepancy that needs to be fixed.
Yes, I would like to see it fixed. It's like they're sitting around the same cage. How could one guy see it so completely different than the other? It's not like they're sitting, seeing different camera angles. Like they're sitting on opposite sides, but it's all the same. Like, come on. 49-46 opposite way to me is pretty damn egregious. We had this last week. I don't know if you heard, with one judge scoring 50-45 for Danny Sabatello in Bellator when the other dude clearly won 48-47. Like, this is not good stuff. There's too much at stake for you guys.
No, it's not good stuff at all. So I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to make too many comments on what to do or anything like that. But it definitely needs to be addressed.
Okay. Can I ask you? I asked you about Sean's last fight and how that may have translated into his performance. Considering your last fight and everything that went down against Israel, did you feel any different going into this fight? Maybe, I don't know, more pressure or confidence is at a different level because you're coming off a loss and you need to bounce back. Like, did you feel anything differently about going into this one than you did when you were on the winning streak recently?
No, this isn't my first time. Izzy wasn't my first time losing. So I don't hang on to these losses and feel any way about them. They're just moments in time, and they'll pass, and then a new one will come about. But the only thing I felt was the need to perform. I wanted to be more offensive, I wanted to provide more pressure in the fight, go forward a lot more and not wait too much. And I think I did that to a certain extent. I didn't do it as much as the fans would have liked, but it's it's a work in progress. It's something that I'm continuing to work on myself. So just a few things that I picked up from that last fight. Just being more present, more what's the word? Like going first, not waiting too much.
Not counter-striking or waiting for him to lead the dance.
Yeah, sitting on counter-strikes and stuff like that, yeah.
Do you have any regrets from the July fight?
No. No, I have no regrets. I mean, it would have been nice to win the title.
Sure.
That's always nice, but I don't. I mean, no, I don't sit. I can't sit around and hope for what would have been. It just wasn't my time. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't happen. I'm not going to sit and hang on to that moment as if I want, coveting it so bad that I'm just going to hang on to it and it's going to be a scar on me. Like, no, I don't do that. That's not the way. That's not the way my mind works.
Mm.
Uh, so, yeah, I didn't. I made adjustments. It was a learning experience. It was a loss, but it was a good learning experience for me.
Have you ever gone back and watched that fight?
Oh yeah, I went back and watched it.
A lot?
I wouldn't say a lot, but I've watched it a couple of times to see, just to verify the adjustments that I needed to make. Go back and watch it and see what I'm doing in practice and things that I need to do more in practice.
He took a lot of criticism after that fight, and it was a win for him. But he took the brunt of the criticism. Did you think that was fair?
No, I don't think it was fair. I mean, we were both in there fighting,
Right.
but he took the criticism from a bunch of ignorant people. I don't think the people who are criticizing him don't know what they're watching. So I don't really listen to I don't listen to what people say. I hold myself in high regard, and I don't put anybody else up there. Call me a supremacist if you want to, but I don't listen to the opinions of others. You know what I'm saying? The only opinion that matters is the one I tell is the one I give when I have of myself. So on top of that, it was two high level fighters fighting at the highest level. People want to see people going in there. They want to see blood and viscera and people getting smashed up against the fence and getting beat up and stuff like that. But when you got two guys who are good at not letting that happen to them, that's what you're going to get. You may get a fight that looks like that. But I had fun in there. It was a good experience for me. It was a good learning experience in there. Another 5 rounds from that one and this one. I think that puts me at about 99 or 59 minutes of ring time this year, which is really good for me. In the last couple of years, I haven't had a lot of ring time. So it's a lot of good experience I've been getting this year.
Obviously, we all knew how much the title fight, like how much you wanted to fight for the belt. You had been, kind of pushing that for a long time. Everyone does. Did it take you a long time to get over the fight? Like, did you have any sort of period where you were like kind of bummed about it, or did you get right back on the horse?
I mean, right after the fight, I went to the locker room, I cried and stuff like that. But on the way home, I was fine. I wasn't like still bumming out about the fight or anything. It was over. So when I was on the way back to the hotel, I was fine. It sucked, yeah, but I wouldn't say the sting was still there. It was just a moment in time. I don't hang on to these moments like that and let them drag me down or weigh on me like that. So if it's not going to help me, there's no point in hanging on to these thoughts or emotions.
Man, respect for saying that you cry, because I feel like you're somewhat you're a very tough guy, and I almost can't even picture you crying, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like you show no weakness out there. So
well, crying isn't a weakness.
Sure.
Crying is a biological thing that we do to release stress, relieve tension. It's not a weakness. So the fact that the world has led us to believe that our natural bodily functions are bad for us is this is why I don't listen to people.
Yeah, you're right. Trust me, I'm a big crier, so I'm happy to hear you say that.
No, don't get me wrong. I wasn't back there sobbing and needed a shoulder to cry on. I need somebody to hold me and a tit to suckle on or anything like that.
Right.
It was just something I did to deal with it. It was a frustrating cry. I tensed up. It was frustrating, but I wouldn't say it was a sad cry or anything like that. It was more of a frustrating.
Yeah. Have you ever had that feeling after a fight?
Oh yeah. After a loss? Hell yeah.
Really?
After the after when I fought Dominic Reyes, when he
okay.
When he TKO'd me, that was hard to deal with. But I got over it.
This one a bit of a different one, right? Because like it never really felt like it got going.
Which one? The one against Adesanya?
Yeah. As opposed to a knockout loss or a TKO loss.
Right. I feel like, to be honest, when I'm in a fight and I'm taking damage and I lose a fight, I can accept that. Like when I fought Robert Whittaker, he broke my arm, he battered my eye up, and he hardly got touched in that fight. So I accepted that loss, with my chin held high. You know what I'm saying? Against Reyes, that was embarrassing. The dude hit me with that clean ass uppercut and then followed up with some good shots and got the finish. Yeah, that one wasn't fun to deal with. Oh shit! But you get over them,
By the way, we were just talking about Robert Whittaker, and he's got his whole situation with Paulo Costa, and I was wondering why they took him off the card because I don't know how much you follow this stuff, but Costa's not fighting. I was like, why don't they do Jared and Robert too? But I know that's in February, and you just fought. If they called you and said, "Are you open to going to Perth?" Would you do it?
Hell yeah! I've never been to Australia before. I'd love to go there and fight Robert again, and hopefully get the job done that time. You know what I mean?
Have they reached out to you about this?
No.
Man, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. Like he's an Australian. Obviously, he's a huge fan favorite there. He lives in Australia, and they just took him off the card. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I don't get that either. So I don't know. But maybe Robert wants to take time. I mean, maybe it's Robert's decision. Maybe he wants to take more time off then since he's not getting this. He wants to have more of the holidays.
No,
really go crazy during the
holidays. He said he was disappointed. He put out a video. He said he was disappointed. So I'm happy. So you're saying if they did call you, you'd be open to it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, maybe they'll call you now. By the way, were you shocked at how the Izzy Alex Pereira fight went?
I wouldn't say I was shocked. That's how fights go.
Yeah.
That's how some fights can go. You could be winning 1 minute, next thing you know, you're trying not to get hit with some of the biggest shots coming your way. That's how it goes. It's unfortunate how it went down for Israel, but that's the fight game, man.
Yeah. Do you think he beats him in the I don't want to say rematch. It's kind of a rematch, but it'll be their fourth fight. Do you think he would beat him?
Who, Israel?
Yeah.
I think anybody can win a fight. Sure. Anybody who trains, especially anybody at this level, at the highest level of sport, anybody can win. So, look at the fight. Israel was on his way to winning. He even rocked him at the end of that first round.
Mm-hmm.
If he had maybe 15, 20 more seconds, he probably could have finished that in the first round. So I'm not going to say that this person's going to win or that person's going to win. Nobody has nobody's number in this game. I would say that's what I believe. That's what I tell myself. And that's why I believe I can beat anybody in this sport. Any
part of you happy when you saw that result because you don't have a history with Alex, so now it opens things up for you to get back into the title picture? Did you view that as a good thing for you?
No, I wouldn't say it was a good thing for me. I wouldn't say I was happy or anything like that. I didn't have an emotional reaction to it. It was more of a logical thing. And the way I think of it is it brings more interest to the division as opposed to bringing more interest to Israel himself.
Right.
So it is good for the rest of us. We all can get a more of a chance of fighting for the title as opposed to trying to make our way back up to a rematch, which I feel is harder to do in this sport.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't happy that Israel lost. I wasn't clutching my crystals, hoping Israel loses fight or anything like that. So no, I'll never wish ill will on anybody.
By the way, when you weighed in, and I think even after the fight, when you did your photos, might have been before, but I think it was after you wore that hat. What was that? Was it a monkey hat or a gorilla hat? What was it?
It was a gorilla hat.
It was a gorilla.
Not a monkey.
Kill a gorilla.
It doesn't have a tail.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have a tail. So it's a gorilla. We're just going to have to use our imagination. I'm going to kill a gorilla.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a primate hat. Let's call it a gorilla.
I love it.
All right?
Yeah.
If we can go around this world and say boys can be girls and all this other stuff, then you can say that this hat is a gorilla hat because the killer gorilla is wearing it.
All right. All right. Why did you wear that?
Well, I've had it for like 11 years, right? I bought it in Alaska. It's an Alaska weatherized hat. It gets hot as hell, and it was cold. So it was a perfect time to pull it out. I never wore it up until then because it's hot in Arizona, and I look like an idiot wearing that hot ass hat.
Yeah. So, and what makes it so hot? Like, what is it made of?
I don't know. I don't know. It's Alaska. It's made in Alaska,
Oh, you got it right there.
but
Damn. There it is.
it's warm. It's
Is it?
warm as hell. It's real nice. I
And
like it.
you've had that hat for 11 years?
11 years, man. I bought it at the Alaska State Fair.
Wow. And is this
Yeah.
going to be your new thing now to wear it all the time? Good luck charm?
I don't know. No, weather permitting.
Okay.
I'm not going to be wearing this thing in the middle of the summer.
I got you. By the way, who gave you that
Yeah.
nickname, Killer Gorilla?
One of my teammates, Joe Murphy.
Okay.
Laura Murphy's husband. I'm sure you guys know.
Yeah.
But Joe Murphy, he's a real good friend of mine. I love that guy. I met him when I went to Alaska, and when I started fighting, he was one of my main training partners. And I was looking for a name, getting ready for a fight, and just brainstorming with him. I told him I like gorillas, and he just said, "If I could just go with the Killer Gorilla." And then we looked it up. There was already one in MMA, but I don't think he was continuing fighting. So I took the name and continued to make it great.
By the way, speaking of props, did it bother you at all that Israel had, did the Undertaker thing before the fight and had the urn with your name on it? I don't know how like some people would view that. Did that annoy you? Did you feel some sort of way about that?
No, I thought that was pretty cool, actually.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with the interest like that. But if you don't finish, you know what I'm saying, people are going to look at you like, what the hell was that for?
Sure.
But it was a cool entrance, I get the point he was trying to make. But I did a good job at not getting myself buried, burned, and put in that urn.
That was a long ass intro, right? Like you had to wait there for a long time.
Yeah, it was a long intro, and I think they may have did that on purpose. That's how the Undertaker moves anyway. He moves slowly,
yeah.
moves in. So he had to do some shit, do some things to get in the character, and make that entrance.
You knew what he was doing? You recognized it?
I mean, when I looked at the thing, I saw the hat and the urn. I knew he was doing the Undertaker. Yeah.
Did you notice Vince McMahon was sitting cage side during your fight?
No,
you didn't know that. That's crazy.
I didn't know. Oh, he was cage side. Huh?
Yeah. First time.
Maybe that was why he did it.
No, it was coincidence. He said afterwards it was a total coincidence.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
That is crazy. Well, you bounce back. So now, if they don't call you about Robert, when would you like to come back? And do you have someone in mind?
Well, naturally, whoever gets me close to the title.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm ranked number 3. A contenders match would be nice, or a fight for some money. I'm starting to rethink my approach to this fighting game. There's a bunch of guys who are in the top 10 that I would like to get my hands on. You know what I'm saying? Get an opportunity to earn 2 checks, and or if not the title, I'm ready for whatever. When
you say rethink your approach, what does that mean?
Well, not just be title oriented. I mean,
yeah.
Especially now that I'm getting higher in the rankings, I have changed my. I wouldn't say I've changed my approach. I'll still fight whoever, you know what I'm saying? But I had to be more career oriented, thinking about my career, not just fighting whoever they ask me to fight.
Yeah.
But I get paid pretty good, so I would love to fight somebody not the level of a champion, and maybe make my ability to get the win a lot easier. But not to discredit anybody in the middleweight division. We're all animals. We're all beasts out there. We're all doing what we can to be the best. So whoever.
All right. Well, congrats on the win. Congrats on a big W over a top contender. And I wish you the best in 2023. Always great to chat. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Ariel. I appreciate it as always.
All right, there he is, Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla. Get it right. It's a gorilla. It's not a monkey.